Welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we continue on with Divine Larceny, Whims of the Mad God. Our party's been getting into trouble, but they've just finally figured out some things, and they're on the run now, finally getting that level up last week. And now they need to figure out what to do. But first, we gotta find out where they've been. So, Frog this week is going to tell us what's going on, and I'm curious to hear this from the players' perspectives. Go ahead, Frogo.
Okay, so I don't want to butcher any names. So can you tell me how I pronounce the new name again? Is it Sai? Say?
It's Sai, yes.
Sai. Okay. So last time we briefly met Sai, not knowing the name just yet, because shortly after a giant, disgusting, kind of beetle-ish monstrosity was running after them, Sai, and then started attacking all of us, and then we all started engaging in some pretty intense combat with it. And then once we were able to finish that, luckily, we were, then the thing in the sky, the horror eyeball monstrosity thing, started talking to us and saying how we did better than the last group because we were able to kill this monstrosity. And now, in order to satiate its hunger for, I don't know what, potentially power, it wants us to collect these special keys, and do some investigating to find them. We don't know exactly where they are yet, and bring them back. We don't know what the keys will do yet. But we kind of, it seems like a soul contract or bond is going on between us and the thing when we accepted this, because there was like markings that faded into us, and so I'm slightly concerned, and they threatened if we didn't make haste or like dawdle too much, we would just be killed kind of instantly. And then they let us go to do their bidding, and so now we're headed out of this like dimensional space that it's occupying, and it threatened to kill the whole world if we also didn't do this. So, we kind of have to. And if I left anything out, feel free to fill in.
If I recall correctly, he did actually give us a clue to find the initial key. Apparently, the two tieflings in the party have some kind of inkling where to go.
Right.
Also, Radicus was able to do it. He was able to kill the thing and still hates zombies more than that.
That is, go ahead and take a hero point, good Frogo. But we are going to go ahead and rejoin the party as y'all find yourselves in the alleyways of Watersdeep.
Okay, so adventurers of the guild. I'm talking to you all kind of as a whole right now because I don't know your protocol. Like, what do we do? Like, do we need to go to the guild and tell them what happened with this thing? Like,
It was a bit specific about us not really telling others.
true.
Indeed. Unfortunately, the guild, or the adventuring society, is going to be more of a risk than a help. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to have to. You see Cassandra's gaze kind of come distant as you can see the gears grinding in her mind.
Nothing like going off the book, huh? Welcome to my world.
I mean, what about like the artifacts and things you guys found? Do you need to turn those in and just not tell about the other part or anything? Or are we free to, I guess, start this new task?
If I may interject, I mean, it sounds like you folks have been adventuring for a little while together, and are part of some kind of guild. I mean, honestly, and thank you for helping save my life, seeing as how I just met you and all, and we just took down that creature. But what is this adventuring guild you speak of? I mean, I've been in the astral sea for, well, I mean, okay, time doesn't really work there the way it does here, so I don't know. For all I know, I've been gone from this plane for only a couple of days. Um, but I'm a little bit out of the loop here, as well as these. Do you have some artifacts you are retrieving? Again, I apologize, but hi, new person, saving life. Still kind of decompressing from not dying back there, so.
You're all good. I'm not in any guild of any kind. You might want to talk to Tulio or Cass or Hessler, and I'll just sort of like point to them as I say their names.
You will give like a wiggly wave. Hello, it's good to properly meet you.
It's a bit of a shame we didn't have formalities a bit back ago, but that's the case of the moment.
Yes, sorry. I suppose I should actually properly introduce myself. Hi, my name's Sai. Pleasure to meet you all. And just kind of looks at Tulio. You're the first ooze. Are you an ooze? Plasmoid, that's what your race is called. You're the first one to think I've actually met now. Just kind of like looks you over curiously. I think we'll be friends. And
Really?
and turns to Hessler. And you're Hessler, they said, correct?
Yes, Hessler.
Okay. Then we have Cass, I think you said, and then turns to the two the others. Sorry, I didn't mean myself for a second. And your name would be, looking at Missy.
Yeah, it's Missy.
Oh, okay. Well, good to meet you too then.
I'm Radicus, and you won't catch me dead in any guild. I'm one of the sewer dwellers, but I'm happy to come up to the surface right now. At least better than that other place.
You live in the sewers? Seems kind of an odd place to live.
Well, it's better than any other place I've lived, so we can agree to disagree there at least.
I mean, you get used to the smell, the sights, all of it.
Yeah, this fresh air is really killing me here. I'd like to get back. Out of character, is it nighttime right now?
It's dark. It's later in the day. There is sunset, but there's still a lot of light out.
Okay, but assuming we're kind of in the shadows, I'm just still squinting, even though it's getting closer to dusk. I'm a dark elf, so I will not enjoy being out in any sunlight.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you were like a drow or something.
Yep.
I guess. Are you sensitive to light?
More than you know. This is about as much as I can bear right now.
Julio's gonna take off his goggles and hand them over. Here, maybe these will help.
I don't usually say this, but thank you. What do I owe you?
No need for payment. I have many pairs back in my shop.
Very kind of you, thank you.
And by shop, I don't mean like an actual like store. I mean like my workshop.
Yeah, I figured.
I sell things at a cart.
I mean, it also sounds like somebody needs to get a sun umbrella.
I don't think an umbrella would really help them if it was your vision is more than just above you.
Oh. Well, I thought it might interfere with their skin or something. I don't know if he's like a vampire.
I think I have plenty of melanin.
I thought you and Atticus were friends. How would you not know whether or not they're a vampire or not? That seems like a very critical thing to know about someone.
I mean, in our relationship, I know him well, but there are some things that are just like, don't ask, don't tell, like the details of past, and I don't necessarily want to get bit, and I keep a safe distance.
Yep, same reason I don't ask why her name is the Johnny Cutter up here.
It just
I-
works.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory.
I don't know any Johnnies.
Me neither.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really remember their names. I make up different names.
Well,
At this point, y'all hear a rustling of clothing as Cassandra has pulled aside the top of her shirt to look where the mark was on her shoulder, or not her shoulder, the top of her chest.
Is it still there?
It is not.
Are you worried about something, Cass? Are you worried about the mark?
We're leaking magic. We need to go.
Okay.
And we need to go now.
Where do we go? Can we at least get a drink?
No. A massive amount of magic just got released when that portal opened. I'm willing to bet that's going to be an investigation from the society.
shit.
They're now leaking the same kind of magic. We need to get out of the city.
We're leaking magic?
If you know how to look for it, other people are going to know what to look for the mark. We need to go now. And
Okay,
she
okay.
is immediately going to start moving.
I will follow in hot pursuit.
yep.
Same.
You can see Talia, Eric, and Noir, while not really being ready for this, they're just like, fuck it, she's on the move, let's go.
Sai just kind of sighs. Well, I guess formalities have at least are over, and Sai will start following the rest of the group, crying because they're still in a little bit of pain and the fact that they've just been brutally mauled by the Umber Hulk. They have not had a chance to fully properly rest yet.
Yeah.
By leaking magic, does she mean like we're currently leaking the magic that was associated with the portal, or just leaking magic in general?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Julio, you have a pretty good idea of kind of what she's talking about. As whatever you just ended up, you just got marked by a strange out-of-world entity. Their magic is going to have a massive signature, and chances are when you'll open the portal, a bunch of that magic flooded out into the normal world, setting off alarms here in Watersdeep. Problem being, people are going, and once they get down there to look, they're going to mark that magic and look for anything giving off that same kind of magic to try to track down anything's made it out of the portal before they were able to get down there.
Would I know of any kind of artificer type thing, like a device or something that could possibly help mask the magic that we're putting off? Or change
Mask,
it in some way?
if it was weaker magic, maybe, but hiding the raw magics of an outer entity, you're not strong enough to do it. You might be able to, given time, you might be able to mask it later, or perhaps if you've been out of the world long enough, its distinct marks will fade, but in the immediate, you know, you need to get away.
Ah, damn, there goes my plan to stop by a magic shop to buy a magic bag. Well, then Tulio will follow along, just like I said.
Is anybody remaining behind? No? Okay.
I'm definitely not.
It takes a little while to make it across the city, as Cassandra seems to be avoiding the main roads and instead choosing alleys, using Eric's experience to move quietly without being seen. And for our more underground individuals, you notice it's a very different pathway than your people would have taken. It's a very interesting look into the ways adventurers move throughout the cities unseen. But it seems that they are making it for one of the smaller gates on the edge of the city. Does anybody do anything as y'all are moving? Cassandra seems quiet and determined, not really paying attention to the party itself, but instead the world around her.
Hessler is going to catch Cass before we get too far and ask her, can we stop at the stables? I need to pick up a mule before we leave for good. Should help us on our travels a bit too.
It won't be good for catching here. We'll catch one in the other towns and around the city. If anybody looks in too hard, there's a chance we could be tracked. Merchants are going to recognize us.
Shit.
I agree. I agree with that. Merchants definitely don't forget a face.
I don't. I'm just going to be racking up stable costs then.
Is it already yours?
Yeah,
Then we'll
that's
be
why I
able to
wanted to pick it up.
We'll be fine. We just don't have time to buy one.
Yep.
Is there anything else anyone would like to say as you're moving along?
I mean, I'll just ask Cass. I mean, do you have a plan to, like, someplace where we can rest outside of the city? I mean, I get that you are trying to get us out of here as quickly as possible, but I mean, is there at least a safe place where we are going to be ending up, or are we going to be on the run for like several days? If we're on the run for several days, I mean, no offense, I might just like crash in a ditch somewhere.
If you crash in a ditch, you're just going to end up getting arrested. We don't see any of the Githyanki or their people here. Their arrival is never a good sign.
Excuse me, but I'm a Githzerai. There is a difference. And I'll just kind of like stare her down a little bit.
Do you really think the average individual is going to be able to tell the difference?
Unfortunately, you're probably right. They tend to harass both of our kind.
Indeed. Better to move now than be sorry for it later. And yes, I do have somewhere we can go.
Oh, then very well. Lead the way, please.
You see, you'll make it to the stables. Hessler, was your mount or your donkey stabled inside the city or out?
It probably would have been stabled outside. I'm assuming they'd have cheaper costs.
Significantly.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long before you get to the gate itself, but Cassandra leaves the main road, leading to the gate itself, and goes off yet again into the alleys. With no questions from the party, she moves through alley after alley, moving quick and pulling the hood up and advising the party to do the same.
Yeah, I pull up my cloak, keeping it tight, and try memorizing some of these routes because they're definitely useful for my own trade.
Remain intelligent. Just pure intelligence check.
Okay.
You're doing a decent job at keeping up, but it is hard with how fast Cassandra is moving. Taking the time to really look around is hard because she's nearly moving at a jump. By the time
Okay.
you'll reach wherever she's trying to go, when she suddenly stops and holds up a hand, the sun has completely set, and y'all can see the moon starting to rise high above you. In the dark, she moves forward to what looks like a small inn that's pressed up against the side of the city. It looks like a rinky-dink, not really well-known, out-of-the-way kind of place for people down on their luck. She steps in. Does the party remain outside or follow her?
Following.
She did hold up a hand to wait.
Oh,
I'll wait.
Yep.
I thought we were like
Same.
waiting to go into something.
It takes a solid 5 minutes of y'all standing in the dark. Everything seems to be moving, and now that it's quiet, you're starting to hear those whispers once again, and you're almost certain you see those eyes opening from every dark crevice, but as soon as you look, they're gone. Eric is standing. He's standing at the edge of the wall, keeping an eye out things. He looks the most relaxed out of the adventuring group. Talia starting to pace, and Noir not being happy about the situation at all.
How long does it take to infuse an item?
You do it at the end of a long rest.
Okay. Well, I don't think I got a chance to actually infuse any items last time, so.
You'll need to wait till your long rest.
Alright.
But after those 5 minutes pass, you see the cloaked figure, which you believe to be Cassandra, return again, as you can still kind of see the indent of her horns in her cloak before she waves the whole party forward. Do you all follow?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You see, she still doesn't say anything, but there is this old, crotchety-looking man, wizened face, gnarled fingers, and he looks like he's missing a couple teeth. A gnarly-looking dude, but he looks y'all over, but doesn't say anything as he lets out a grunt and waves for y'all to follow him now, as he leads you around the bar and through the kitchens, bringing you to the fireplace itself, where he reaches out and pulls on one of the torch brackets next to the fireplace, and the whole thing opens up, leaving the chimney still above you and the fireplace there, but now there is a passage in which you can pass, and he rushes the lot of you through it.
That's a pretty nifty hiding spot.
Yu kind of stumbles because he's looking at the he's looking at the mechanism, trying to memorize it because it's interesting.
Cassandra catches you by the front of the shirt and hauls your ass through, having guessed you were going to do that. We don't have the time.
I forget. Did I actually manage to make sketchings of that crazy wall of pneumatics and gears that opened up that
You
vault?
started some, but the party dragged you away.
You got like 10 minutes out of that.
I'm getting artificer blue balls here. Come on.
Yep.
You have a whole bunch of artifacts to look at. You can do that later.
Well, y'all are starting to move down a long staircase. Can you get a perception check from the party?
I don't see shit.
It's not what you see. One, two, three, four, five. You and Radicus are the only ones that hear it. You see Cassandra and Eric both look up, having heard it as well. In the distance, you hear a loud horn. For those that live in the city, so you wouldn't recognize this, but Radicus, you have been in the city long enough to know That is the city's alarm system. The city knows something is up. Effectively, the Hornet's Nest just got kicked. The gates will be closing. The guard will be moving. The Adventuring Society will be moving in full. This city is going into lockdown.
I just exchanged glances with Sai and just like, we are beyond lucky. I hope you know that.
I will trust your word on this. I'm assuming that has something to do with that horn I just heard.
Oh yeah.
Did we escape? Like, are we safe? Are they still gonna be able to come find us?
Everyone knows there'll be people moving around. We need to move before they are ready. Come on. As Cassandra, ignoring stealth at this point, takes off at a run. Her cloak swishing behind her as she makes her way down the tunnel.
I try to keep up.
You see, as she grabs a torch from one of the brackets, lighting it before putting it back in another bracket as she lights a second torch from her pack before passing it back to those that cannot. Actually, she's going to keep it because she's at the front. But y'all are sprinting down, and then y'all end up having to go through a number of different tunnels, which looks like they might have been connected to an ancient part of the sewer that doesn't get used anymore. And then y'all suddenly find yourselves at a dead end.
I really hope this was your plan, Cass.
She doesn't even break stride, moving to the wall and examining it.
Do we need to start digging?
You are in stone. You don't have anything strong
Oh.
enough to dig through.
We'll walk up and start examining alongside Cassandra.
Roll me an investigation.
Investigation.
You don't see anything to it. It just looks like ancient, grimy brick.
But this is a wall at the end of a hidden hallway, right?
Yep.
I mean,
But then
safe
it's
to
not a straight hallway. It was through a maze of extra tunnels.
Okay, so do we need to turn back? Did we get lost?
No, I just need to find... You see Cassandra is running her fingers. Here we go. As she pushes in one of the bricks with slides, which surprising ease before you hear a click and the bricks on the wall start to spin, very quickly forming an archway within the wall, which leads outside.
Like to open air?
Yep. Not like open air, you can see the ground in front of you. But you can see the light of the moon high above again, twinkling down on you.
I'm saying this now. As soon as we have time, I'm coming back here to look at all these interesting things.
We won't have time for a little bit, and chances are with what we have to do, it won't be a good idea to come back to the city for a good long while. Come on, we need to go get that mule. Where did you say you left it, Hessler?
Just in one of the stables outside. It shouldn't be too far from where we are if I haven't lost my sense of direction.
Keep your hood up and let no one see your face.
Obviously. Not my first time doing this.
As Cassandra immediately starts moving, her pace not slowing, at least from how she was moving earlier. She's moving with purpose, but she's not running. What is the party up to? Who will go with Hessler and who will follow Cassandra?
Sai's gonna follow Cass.
I want to follow Cass. But I don't know if I'm best to. But that's what I'm going to do regardless, because I just don't want to be away from her in this moment.
Is this going to require stealth?
No, she's just moving.
Okay, yeah. Then,
It's just a case of is anybody, or you go, which of the two branching paths are you taking?
Keep the party together.
Well, the party's splitting regardless. Because Hessler needs to go get his donkey.
Mules are expensive, man.
So it sounds like Hessler's going on his own, correct?
I think so.
I'll go with Hessler.
Okay, cool. You, Hessler, and that was what, Psy, it sounded like? Or was that Radicus?
It's Redicus.
Radicus. The two of you see the rest of the party disappear quickly down the roads, their dark cloaks hiding them at least a little bit in the dark night, as they keep close to the sides of close to the edge of the road, so they're not out in the open, leaving just the two of you.
I'll like kind of whisper back at them. It's like, we're meeting up somewhere, right?
Yeah, just on the outskirts. I think I know where Cassandra wants us to meet, so shouldn't be long. I just need to grab the mule and leave some gold on the railing of the I can't even remember what the heck those things are called. The small little fenced area that you keep a horse inside of building.
You know,
Stable?
the people where you have the pen, there would be a place for you to leave that. Because people leaving at night isn't the most uncommon.
Paddock. It's called a paddock.
Yeah, that.
Thank you.
I'm trying to remember.
It's been a long time
All
since
right.
I've rode a horse.
All right, let's just make it quick.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of used to this.
Leaving in the middle of the night. I assume we're also doing this while we're either kind of hustling or just speed walking towards this place.
Yeah, leaving nearish the middle of the night. I'm a bit of a night owl.
You and me both.
It's just as you arrive at the paddock and you've retrieved your mule, leaving the gold behind after picking them up. Actually, you wouldn't even need to. You would have paid ahead for your mule. You just
Okay.
need to grab your mule. Because they wouldn't go, you're staying here and you pay afterward. No, because you're going to run. So you pay ahead. So you just grab your
trust.
mule and get... You're on the outskirts of the city. No, there isn't any trust. They don't know you. It's safer for their business that way. But as you're going, you can get... No, y'all's perceptions are high enough to pick it up. Y'all hear the sound of armored feet. Armored individuals are moving on the main road just outside the path.
Oh, shit. So is it kind of wooded on the sides, or what kind of terrain are we dealing with just off the road?
Yeah, it's not... You're not on the road. Y'all are little ways away from the woods. You mostly plains right now. If you make it further enough, there will start being, not dense trees, but definitely some. If you can get far enough, you can also get to the fields, but y'all are still a ways away, maybe a mile or two at least.
Did we have to cross the main road to get to the stables?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all are effectively close to a what would normally be a town center, but the main road leading out of town, because that's where he would have had to have put his mount, because he put it here when he was on the road coming into town.
All right. We're either going to have to move around the town and wait for them to pass, or try to beat them to the other side of the road before they get here, aren't we?
Well, I can thankfully ride the mule. I'm not that good at running right now, but since I've got it...
You know, mules are incredibly bad for riding.
Yes, but Hessler is also under 2 points of exhaustion, so it's probably still faster.
What's a mule's speed? Because they're going to be at half speed. Because they're just too small for you to ride. 20 feet, so they'd be 5 feet faster than
Go faster.
All right, Hessler. If anybody asks, keep on covering your face. You are the elderly person that I'm helping, just taking care of you, trying to get you out of the city here. You have to get to the countryside and just follow my lead if anybody asks.
Can do.
For the two of you
Also,
going
get a little hunchback there. It'll sell it a little bit better.
It's already hunched from all the scrolls I've had to read.
Perfect.
So it sounds like the two of you are heading to the main road and walking your way out in plain view.
Should be less conspicuous.
I think, yeah, we'll still kind of skirt around the sides and only cross when we have to, but cautiously approach the main road, I guess.
Y'all are on the main road, making y'all's way along, and within moments you see a guard notice you. The place has a fair few of them now as a pair of guards run up to you. Halt! Who goes there?
Just passing through.
Identify yourself. The city is now on lockdown. Anybody moving out will have to be detained. So identify yourself and your compatriot.
The name's Jared. This here's Scrub.
Jared and Scrub, alright. What are you doing so late at your night out here on the road?
They just got their monthly salve on their back. The bad skin, but we're getting back home now.
Back home? Looks like you're leaving city to me.
We're out in the country, in the
Damn.
fields.
Then why not stay a night? Ain't no reason for an elderly folk to be wandering around at night. There'd be werewolves out there, and with the city on lockdown, who knows what things have been kicked up.
I mean no offense, sir, but the last of our money was just spent on the salve, and we have to get back. We'll take our chances.
We can't be having that. I'll pay for your night at the inn. Not to worry. Risking an old fella like that? Oh, sure, especially with a bad back. Grandma has the same. Can I get a deception roll? By the way, Raticus.
Your thing.
Nice.
Damn.
Oh, you can't be having you risk yourself and your what was his name? Smudge?
Scrub.
Scrub. Oh, I can't be letting you and Scrub be risking yourself. Very dangerous things with the horns going on.
Again, I mean no disrespect, sir, but he's got a little one back at home. It would be nice to be able to be with her grandson. Or his grandson.
Oh, I see. His grandson, you say? How old's the little bugger?
Just turned 8.
Well, if he's a big boy, eh? I imagine he can hold down the fort just the same. Could be all safe at home, yes?
Very scared of the wolves out there. Had a bad run-in a little while back.
What happened to his parents? Are they not out there as well?
Afraid just as sickly as this one.
Oh, I see. What does that make you?
I'm their hired help. I've had a change of heart and the past couple of years, and they took me in, and his parents, that is, the little one, and in return for their hospitality, I've been taking care of them.
I see, I see. James, you said your name was, yeah?
I think you had me a little mistaken there.
What was your name?
Could I please roll for this?
I don't remember it either. That's why I'm asking. I can't remember if it was James or John.
Jared.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Jared.
Jared and, alrighty, Jared. Can I get a persuasion check from Jared?
Sure thing.
Oof. The dice give it away, the dice take it away.
Just about to say.
You got a 4 in both. Why can't I do that, Mr. Jared? It might be dangerous, but it's even more so to be on the roads at night, especially with the horn. Here's what I can do. I can escort you back to your farm, make sure those wolves don't bother you. My men will keep sure their things are safe here, and I can go with you. Make sure we get you and Mr. Smudge back to where you came from.
Be gratefully appreciated. Will it just be you?
Nope, can't be going alone. Me and my partner here, he gestures back to his friend, we will get you there safely.
What do you say, Smudge? Smudge, you doing okay there?
Yeah, I think we can manage on our own, though. Should be fine. I still know a few spells from way back.
A wizard, you say? Oh, don't like messing with wizard likes. They're real strange like. Met a big wizard once. He was tall as can be and terrifying.
It's
Smudge.
more the sorcerers you have to look out for. They become a bit strange.
Can I get a deception check first to try to keep your disguise up? You have advantage from your friend.
That doesn't help.
Actually, it does. Well, Mr. Smudge, I hate to be getting you away, Mr. Wizard Sir, but we do have a duty to make sure our people are protected, you see. And while you're here, you be one of us.
I'm blanking what to do. That's the issue.
How long has it been since we got separated?
It hasn't been too long. The rest of the party's still moving.
Well, best be going back on the road, then, I'd say.
I quite agree. Shall we?
All right, it's just up this way, and I'll point up the road towards where I assume that Cass and the rest will be.
Okay. Do you have anything to say, a good Smudge, before they leave? You can always attempt to persuade them away. Only one of you failed so far.
Charisma is a dump stat. Sorry, I don't know what to say for this either.
I think I need a little bit more time to think, so maybe like a little cut while we.
Nope, you ain't got
Well,
time. Ain't got time. They're
Nope.
with you. They're walking.
Shit.
They're just two of them, yeah.
Yeah, as far as you could hear other ones moving in the distance, but these two are the ones that seem to be willing to walk you home.
Like, how distant are we talking?
If you make any loud sounds, it will attract the attention of the others.
Like, spells would cause too much sound.
If you knock them out in one go, maybe not. The ensuing fighting, that if it doesn't, you're gonna have a problem.
Fuck.
Hold on. The
But yeah, just normally casting, probably they'll hear it, but they probably won't attract attention. If the guards don't go down, they're going to be yelling, and that's going to attract the rest of the guards.
Okay. Let's see. So are we still? What's the scene around us right now? Do we have a little bit of like? Are we kind of like in alleys getting towards the main road, or
No, you're on
what
the
do
main
we-
road at this point. They've taken you to the main road, and you're being walked out of town. Both guards have decent chainmail. Looks like they have a chain shirt, a shield over their back, and each of them carries a spear. If you want any more
Okay.
information, you'd have to roll a perception.
Okay. I think I know what to do. I'm gonna try to cause a distraction. Let's see, but I kind of want to either walk up the road a little bit and be able to look out for the others, just to kind of know that they're there first before getting there. So I'm gonna be waiting for a good time to cause a distraction once we're getting out of the town.
Okay. And for Smudge,
If her distractions fail, I'll probably go for a conflict.
fair.
And I don't think I have a less than lethal way of taking care of these guys.
They all don't have the sleep spell.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's
I-
Unfortunately,
I've got Ray of Sickness, which is the best bet here.
You do know there is a pretty serious fine for attacking.
Yeah, I do.
But you can see the guy that's been talking to you is happy as can be. He's asking questions to Jared about the kid and what kind of how the things that are on the farm and all that kind of stuff. He's got a sister that lives out there too.
you don't say.
He'll probably end up spending the night with her before he comes back with his partner next day.
Okay, I'll keep on keeping my eye out and hopefully catch something in my eye that is the rest of the party. And I do have superior dark vision, so I'll hopefully have that as my advantage.
These guys are both human.
Oh,
They've got a
okay,
torch.
gotcha.
Would our party be traveling down the same road that they're traveling
No.
down, just ahead? Just a different.
Cassandra got y'all out of the fucking way.
Oh man, I thought that she was gonna keep on going along the side, but I don't know that information.
No. Let's go see what the other party's up to. Did y'all just follow Cassandra?
Pretty much, as far as I was.
Cassandra is leading y'all a good distance away from the main roads, instead cutting through kind of short roads that lead along the outside of the wall and kind of the constructions that are just outside of the wall. It doesn't take you long before she gets you on the outskirts of farms and starts leading you through those. It takes about 20 minutes before that y'all come to a rest within sight of the road. Y'all are on a bit of a hill, but the wheat in which y'all are standing in is tall enough that it can't be seen by the party, seen from the road where y'all are standing. What is the party up to?
I mean, thank you, Cass, for getting us out of here, but it really is too bad that I kind of burned all my ability to turn into animals. Otherwise, well, I went right into this grain here. But I suppose having to slink around's not too bad. So, whereabouts is this safe house you mentioned?
We have about 2-3 days travel.
1 day longer than I'd like, but I can't complain. You got us out of the city and just in the nick of time.
The further away from the city we are, the safer we're going to be. There's a small farming village a good distance away. It's got a couple exports, but it's a ways off from the main roads, so nobody tends to go out that way too terribly often.
When are we supposed to meet Raticus and Hesler, out of curiosity?
We should be able to see them from here. Once they get on the road, we'll be able to see them in the donkey.
And
Oh, she's
what
gonna be
if,
so pissed.
what if not? What if something goes wrong? What if they get caught?
If they get caught, they'll need to find their way out, so there's nothing we can do for them.
Hmm.
Actually, I just had an interesting idea. I mean, if you just give me at least a little bit of time to recover, I can shapeshift again. And then if you tell me the location of where we're headed, I can shapeshift for at least a little while, go find them under the guise of a cat or something, and then I can relay them to where we're going, and then I should hopefully be able to get back out. It'll be close, I feel. I can only shapeshift for about an hour or so, but it's better than nothing.
If they're going to be heading out into the wilderness where we should meet them, they're going to pass by this road. Whistler knows where he needs to go. I trust in his abilities.
Yeah, well, in which case, lead on then.
No, y'all are moving. Y'all are standing on a hill. He had said just a moment ago they're going to pass by here, so this is where y'all are meeting them up. It takes a little while, but after a decent amount of time, y'all see 3 individuals walking along under the light of a torch, 2 of them being guards and one of them a cloaked figure on a mule.
Do you think that's them?
Yes, I do. Stay here. As you see Cassandra moving off again. Does anybody follow, or does everybody remain behind?
I'm gonna follow.
I wear scale mail. Stealth is not my thing.
And I'll cautiously follow.
She immediately whips around. Missy, I need you to stay here. You're not an adventurer. This is gonna be a hard enough sell already.
Alright, fine. And then I
You
take
want
a
me-
step back.
Do you want me to join you then, since I am also an adventurer?
No, you're too standoutish. Unfortunately. I'll be back. As you see her disappear into the wheat around y'all again.
Man, how does she disappear like that?
I mean, she just parted the wheat and walked. Anybody
Oh,
in
I'm
this
saying
party
what I'm
would.
saying what I'm saying. It's like, man, she disappears a lot.
So what is the party doing while they're waiting?
I want to just make sure I'm like as inconspicuous as possible in terms of like not drawing attention to myself. Like being quiet and like not standing out in the open. If there's any place I can kind of have cover with, I don't know.
You'll hear a quick casting of a spell through the wheat before what looks like a woman, a tall red tiefling walks out of the wheats and moves along the road as if they had been walking along the side of the road already. Heading straight for the flames.
Out of curiosity, it doesn't say I can, but with shape stealth, can I change the color of my ooze?
Yeah. No,
Interesting.
that's shapeshift. I don't think you'd be able to. You can change the way you look, but not the actual color, because that's effectively your skin tone.
I could be like just a limbless blob.
Which would be
You can always-
mistaken for a slime and murdered.
You can also pick up dyes and dye yourself.
Yeah.
It's a common custom.
Oh.
Something to keep in the bag of holding when I eventually get one.
Just be careful not to pick up something like turmeric as a dye. That wouldn't be pleasant.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't have pathways don't have a sense of pain, so I think they'll be fine.
The rest
I mean, not very well.
the
Oh,
other
go ahead.
sector of the party, Radicus and Hessler, you see a tiefling, a red-skinned tiefling, walk up and look over the pair of you. There you are. You've been taking your time. Are you ready to be going? You see the guard looks taken aback. Oh. Jared, who is this?
I give Cass a
You do not
glare.
recognize the tiefling.
Oh, okay. Shit.
It's kind of a slightly buff woman tiefling with bright red skin and black tattoos over their cheeks.
I am stumped, and Radicus might be as well.
Jared, did you forgot you were supposed to meet up with me on the way out? Of course you did. You always bloody do. You're a fucking fool. Thank you for gathering them, my good god. I was hired by this lot's family to get them back safely, but of course the fools forgot. Well, miss, I'm an adventurer, so don't go having any funny ideas. It's literally my job, and you guards need to go deal with whatever that bloody horn was. I suppose we, do. Is that true, Jared?
Silly me. All those drugs I was doing back in those days must have definitely done a toll on my short-term memory.
Just
Roll me advantage, disadvantage. Not advantage, disadvantage. Advantage, deception.
Alright. Advantage. Deception. Oh my god.
You still beat him. Oh, well. I'm happy you're getting help. And you're away from all those drugs. They do real bad things. Killed my brother, actually. It was real sad, like, so we'll make sure that you get away from that stuff, Jared. It's terrible stuff, and Smudge here, he needs you. He needs you to be strong. He puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of squeezes it. And if you ever
And
need
I-
somebody to talk to, Jared, you come talk to me. I got your back. I know what it's like. You just gotta stay strong, man. You can see him tearing up a little bit.
Someone better ask this guy's name right now.
You're the kindest soldier I've ever met. You say that Smudge needs me, but I need Smudge just as much.
Yeah,
What is your name? What's your name, good sir?
Forrest. My name's Forrest.
Forrest. I will hopefully never forget your name.
No, it's just like the trees.
Can't tell the trees from the forest sometime, but
That's
I'm ready
all right.
to go.
I'm the first. I'm from the first family. Forrest 1.
Forest first.
They'd once called me one. Forrest 1. And now I'm gonna win for you. And you're gonna win for me, my Jared boy. I got your back. As you get pulled into a very tight hug, as this man is now bawling. Very manly tears.
I give the mule a little, like, kind of slap on the ass to get moving. It's like, all right, I think I can take it from here. Thank you so much, Forrest.
You see Forrest gives you a salute. May the gods bless your road, my friend. Would you stay safe here?
Stay safe on the road as well. You valiant man.
As he nods, and before he just watches y'all go, still saluting.
I bow and I turn around and I walk and I turn back around and I bow, and then I kind of just
You get grabbed by the
slowly.
scruff of the neck by this strong red teeth, like she just drags you along.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Because you still have no idea who the fuck just kidnapped you.
Okay.
Miss E's purple and Cass is blue. And both of them are smaller than this woman.
Oh no.
Hessler,
Thanks
how
for
are you
the-
doing?
Well, as the guards turned away, Hester just has his head in his hands. It's like, oh god.
You just look even more hunched back into your cloak.
Yeah.
You have no
How did
idea
you know?
who's kidnapping either.
How did you know my name?
Got it.
I
She
complied.
she pops you over the back of the head, as you can still hear Forrest in the background starting to sing a hero's song, as if he's seeing off a hero to a great journey. As this woman just leads you down the road into the dark. The rest of the party, however, can see this altercation happen.
Can we hear what's going on? Like, can we actually hear?
Y'all are too distance away, but you'll definitely see some kind of conversation going on before what y'all can guess to be Radicus gets scuffed and hauled off by this random red tiefling woman, who you're pretty sure is Cassandra.
After of course, getting the manly embrace from the guard.
Is there any way I can signal them like we're over here if they don't see us, or do they
You
have
have
a
the
good
distinct
chance?
feeling Cassandra knows where you are, because you're still where she left you.
Okay, so
But you see they continue on past as the guard is still watching them.
uh-huh.
It's once they get into the dark and aren't visible, you'll finally see the guard turn and walk away. What do y'all do?
Man.
Are we back together?
No, they walked by.
No, like it's just
The rest of the party's still in the fucking wheat.
thank hell the guards have left, but Do we just follow? Or do you think we'll be suspicious?
I think we should head through the wheat until we find a place to head back into the road to meet them.
Okay. Are we sure they're going back to the road?
They're still on the road.
Oh, they're still on the road. Okay, then. Yeah. Let's get in this wheat. I'm gonna start heading into the wheat.
You're still in the wheat. You never left.
Oh, I never left. Well, I'm gonna just try and meet up with them, with everybody.
What is Sai and Tulio up to?
Julio is heading into the wheat alongside Miss E, like walking perpendicular with the road while still in the wheat until we get to a place that's clear to meet with Hesler and everyone.
Yeah, I mean Size is kind of confused with everything, but is, I guess, following. Crap. Who are they following?
Miss E or Tulio,
This is like
presumably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The NPCs are still continuing on along with you, and it doesn't take too long for y'all to end up across a bend, and y'all find the three of them waiting for y'all. Once y'all got around the bend and y'all weren't able to be seen from the city, Cassandra dropped the spell she had up, which reveals her to be not the red muscly tiefling, but the blue one y'all followed into hell.
What? How? That's impressive.
What happened? She asks Radicus and
We got caught on the road as we're getting out of the stables.
I think we sold the story well enough, but not
Too well.
Yeah, too well. They thought that we were helpless along the road, so they came with us, and I think if it weren't for you, it would have turned a little bit more ugly.
Well, either way, we're going to be memorable, which means we need to get out of town even more now. Come on.
Yep.
We've got a long way to go. Do we have everybody else?
I think we're all accounted for, right?
Yep.
But it is 2 long days of walking, getting further away from Watersdeep. You'll run into some people on the road, but you'll really don't talk to them much, keeping mostly to yourselves and on the edge of the road. But eventually, y'all seem to be coming into a small farming town. You see there are an odd variety of herbs here. It doesn't look like just the usual farmland you would have expected, but y'all don't head for the town.
Where do we head?
Y'all seem to be heading past it.
Cassandra, are you not stopping here?
No.
Where are we going?
To my home.
Your home?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it's the best place I could think of. It's out of the way, and people don't tend to bother me there too terribly often.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to your house. I try to just keep my joy contained.
In the 2 days you travel, I'm assuming we will have long rested, right?
Yes, you've had 2 long rests.
Okay.
So even Hessler's moving okay again.
And did we manage to find out what those magical items are?
Y'all haven't really had time, because Cassandra's been. If you're awake, y'all are walking. She's trying to get y'all to make the best possible time to get where it is. So y'all haven't really had time to really go over it.
Fair enough. But I will have put the enhanced arcane focused on Hessler's wand and the mind sharpener on Sai.
What wand?
I thought don't you go carry around a wand?
Nope.
What do you use for whatever you use for an arcane focus?
I use a component pouch.
I think that will work. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think it will.
Rod, staff, or wand. Yeah.
It wouldn't work. Cassandra uses an orb.
Very specific. I don't think specifically that wouldn't work either because it says rod, staff, or wand.
Yeah, she can switch up, but she usually uses orb.
Oh.
She
In that
doesn't-
case, I'll put the mind sharpener on Sai and give myself a repeating shot.
Fair. But
Could you just remind me what the mind sharpener does? Sorry.
anytime you lose concentration, you can spend a charge to not lose it.
Okay, thank you.
I believe it has 3 charges. I've got it right here. Give me a second.
4 charges.
Since a jolt the wearer to refocus their mind has 4 charges. When the wearer fails a Constitution saving throw meant to contain concentration on a spell, the wearer may use its reaction to expend one of the item's charges to succeed instead. The item regains 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn. Needs to be put either on a suit of armor or a set of robes.
What do you wear, Sai? Robes, armor?
Let me double check. It is armor. Just double checking to see what kind it was. Studded leather.
Studded leather. Cool.
Works for me.
But
And I'm going to change my cantrip, but you can continue on. I'll do that. Will work.
as you'll pass by the city, you'll see that Cassandra seems to be leading you to some kind of large, walled-in area. You can see off to either side 2 buildings set up, but it is mostly a large fenced-in area.
Is this it?
Yeah, it is. As this is the complex in which you are brought to.
This is your house?
Yeah. Come on.
Is
That's
this
not
a
your
mo- is this a monastery?
No, I'm not a nun.
Cassandra, are you rich?
In a way, I suppose. I ended up the lord of the lady of this area on accident a couple of years ago.
Wow.
What kind of accident makes you a lady?
Well, I ended up taking a job out here that involved investigating the Lord and his wife, and during that time, I befriended the wife who turns out to have hired me, and the Lord was really losing his stuff, kidnapping kids, doing trafficking, doing some really rude things to some of the people he kept captive, and I helped turn him in, was going to turn him in, but before that, things got a little hairy, which involved me having to challenge him in combat, and apparently lordship here is transferred through a duel. So Yeah.
Wow, what an inheritance from a duel. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess. But come on, let's get inside. We have a lot to do. As y'all are brought in through the main door. If y'all will put yourselves right there,
Where I didn't see.
where Missy is.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh,
And I can't. Why can't I grab? Okay, there you go.
Where am I?
Wow.
Very impressive place you have here.
Thanks.
Good workmanship. Does this place have a blacksmith?
It does over in town. There's a decent blacksmith that I generally work with there.
Yes, but do you have a place I could set one up in here?
In here, no, not really.
What about a workshop of some kind?
We'll figure something out. But for now, I think people need rest and food. Do you not agree?
Food would be nice. As my stomach growls a little bit.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we will be able to put on a meal for you if you are ready, Lady Cassandra. As you don't know when this man walked up, but he is standing right behind Cassandra.
What the fuck? Who is that?
Alistair, thank goodness. Yes, we have this lot will be staying as guests for a little while. I apologize, it was taking me so long to return. It is all right, my lady. We will have food ready within the hour. If you need to bathe or perhaps relax, you may, as we will show you to the accommodations.
I could use a bath.
I don't know what I want first, the food or the bath. What's ready faster?
Food will be ready in an hour.
Then I'll clean up before then.
Cass, finally impose. There any, I guess, monastery area, for lack of a better term, on these grounds, or maybe a secluded area with which I could meditate for a little bit?
You can use the church.
That's fine. Just mind pointing me in the general direction?
Head into the library just up behind this wall. She points to the wall to her left over here. Head out the door through the side gate, and you'll be just outside the monastery itself. Not the monastery, the church.
Thank you. If someone would be so kind, just come grab me when the food's done. I'll just be in some quiet contemplation and, reflecting on the past few days' events.
Of course.
And Sai will just, make their way over to the chapel.
You see the man named Alistair gives a small bow. As you know, you can go through that last door over the stage, and you will be in the church proper. Well then, does anybody else have anything they need to do?
I think I saw the stables over there. I'll go stable up the donkey and then should be in for dinner soon.
No need. We can handle that. As he snaps, as this man next to Cassandra snaps his fingers, and a maid runs out and rushes out the front door to deal with your donkey.
That works. Then I think a bath is suited.
I'm not one typically for a bath, but after this past day or so, I think I'm ready. Well, several days now. I think I'll try a bath for once.
Yes, I could use one too.
The lot of y'all are taken out to a full bathhouse.
Wow.
You are able to get cleaned up. You are given very fresh, fluffy robes. It's wonderful.
This is just what we need after a long couple of days of travel.
Yes, it feels good to get rid of all the non-digestibles.
The what?
Well, if anyone looks at the area where Tulio is bathing, you would just see like all kinds of mineral, like dirt and and various rocks and stuff, like shifting out towards the bottom from his wiggly ass skin, or I guess his ooze, just the stuff that can't be digested.
Julio, you're a mechanical-minded fellow. If you ever want to take a bath on the road, wouldn't you just take a couple sieves and just kind of slide down through those, and you might be able to keep yourself pretty clean?
Well, no, that I'm pretty sure that would mess up my nervous system.
Never mind. Don't try that. You know me. You know you better than I do.
So, does anyone know if there's drinks with food included? Like, alcoholic drinks.
Well, usually a estate of this size usually has some sort of wine cellar.
Oh, goody.
We wouldn't want to deprive Cassandra of too much. We are guests after all.
Right, of course, of course. I don't want to stretch her thin, but I could go for a glass of wine after everything past couple of days.
Not to worry. We will have that all prepared for dinner. As y'all whip around to see a maid. Y'all don't know when the fuck she got there, but she's there.
Red or white wine?
Whatever suits your fancy. I should also point out that each square on this map is 10 feet, not 5.
Oof.
Are we still in the baths, or are we already wrapped up in the robes?
You're already wrapped up on the robes. They
Robe
are the
time.
softest robes you have ever felt, Missy and Radicus.
Oh, what luxury!
How long has it been?
About 30 minutes, I'd imagine.
Oh.
About 5 years. Oh, not for baths. Okay.
So we got another half hour before dinner. Tulio is gonna start wandering around this mansion to look around and see what's what.
Fair. Is anybody going to go with him?
I'll nudge Missy, and it's like, I think we can find where they keep the wine casks if you really want to find out.
I mean, if I do that, the temptation to dabble will be too strong. I need to separate, I think. Give myself some time. So I don't, get in over my head.
Fair enough.
As Tulio, you pass into a large drawing room in which a nice, beautiful, warm fire is roaring in the fireplace. You see cushy chairs sat out, a nice desk with some bread laid out, already sliced. A pitcher of what looks like wine and several cups. Actually, Sandra will not be here.
Teal will grab a slice and just chuck it into his face, literally into his face.
You can feel inside you the crunchiness of the bread. This bread is fresh.
Mmm.
It's still very warm. It almost feels like it's just out.
A nice crusty loaf of sourdough. What's... There's a door over here, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Teal's gonna peek his head inside.
You see a private prayer room. There is a single statue standing of what looks like a woman. You see there is a spear in her hand and a shield on her other arm, a tall helmet covering her head. But it's not pushed down.
Do I recognize the religious figure?
Roll me a religion.
19.
19. You recognize this as the goddess Athena.
Ooh, Greek.
A very rare god that isn't seen in too many pantheons.
Do I know who that Athena is? The god of wisdom and all that?
Yes. Common knowledge for Athena.
Interesting. But no, Tulio has no interest in religion, so you're gonna walk out.
Fair. Missy, what you up to?
Am I mistaken, or is that a piano?
It is indeed a piano.
Then I am attempting to tickle the ivories with 0 experience.
Roll
God.
me a disadvantage performance.
Okay. Performance. Where are you?
Oh, that would have been so good.
But you play decently for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. You make a small little tune, and you're like, yeah, that's a tune, I can do that.
Yeah. Trying to make music.
And you hear in this room the music, the sound of the piano is bouncing off the walls, making a harmony with itself.
Wow. Ooh.
Raticus, as you're wandering about, you can hear the sound of not well played music, but definitely an attempt at music.
I'll follow that through the hallways and then make it up to the door. Is it open?
It is. Well, not that one, but it's unlocked.
Oh, unlocked. Okay, yeah. I'll open it up and peer inside.
As you see a familiar-looking beak on. Not pink, purple. I'm not colorblind, I promise.
Yeah. Walk you up. I'll just walk up. It's like changing your field of work there, huh?
What do you mean? It's part of my work.
Part of your work. I guess I don't know as much about you as I thought I did then.
Yeah, definitely not. The piano? No, sure. Music? No. Sometimes when you see me writing in my notebook, sometimes it's music.
Well, I hope that you're able to spread that as much as your other field of work you've been doing.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It's all the same thing. You have to be able to entertain to, get close, seduce. It's just a talent that helps get me where I need to go.
Hmm.
With clientele.
Yeah, we can keep on beating around the bush with it. I know what you're talking about, but I think you're doing okay.
Do you want to try?
No, I'm just here to observe.
I mean, come on. It can't be worse than me.
All right, I'll walk up to the other side of the piano and just, I guess, take the lower keys with Missy and try playing along with whatever she's doing.
Roll me a disadvantage. You're not trained in this, are you?
Not at all.
Then roll me that disadvantage performance.
Betcha.
You sound a bit like a cat walking across a keyboard.
I call this one the March of Noir.
Well, sir, I am glad to hear your musical ballads. It is time for dinner. Just y'all whip around, seeing another fucker has appeared out of nowhere. There's just a butler in the corner near the door.
Can you try knocking next time, please?
If that is what you wish, sir.
Thank you.
As he knocks on the door before leaving.
Why are you making him knock? Are you just taking advantage of the doors they have here and the lack of doors you have back in the sewers?
A curtain is a door enough for me, but I really don't like people sneaking up.
Yeah, but if you were a good enough rogue, you would hear him coming.
I very very quickly ignore that and is like, all right, let's go.
As y'all will be heading to the room in which Hessler currently is in. But before we go, let's go check in on Hessler. Hessler, what you doing up there in the Great Hall?
Hesser's commandeered one of the tables and started laying out the stuff we've acquired and looking over it.
Fair.
More specifically, the book of sketches is the current work in progress.
You see there's a lot of stuff in there from a lot of different places. Looks like whoever sketched this out was one second. Sorry about that. Hold up. We are back, ladies and gents, but we are going to check in with Hessler as he looks over this book of sketches. There are very many. You see a fair few from cities that you recognize just from here on the Sword Coast, Baldur's Gate, Watersdeep, Neverwinter. You think you see something that you think is the main bridge, Silvery, the Moon Bridge.
Mm.
There are hundreds upon hundreds of well done drawings.
Any of them covering ruins or no?
Many runes you don't recognize.
So just trying to figure out where they might be and who may have constructed them, just from the looks of the architecture.
It would take you hours and you'd have to study it. You've only got half an hour.
Well, Hester will get started and then just bookmark it where he leaves off.
Cool. While that's going off, let's go check in on Sai. Sai, how are you doing?
Good. I mean, she's just wrapped up in quiet contemplation in the monastery. I mean, there's, I'm assuming, probably an idol or two in here, but she pays them no mind. It's more of
There are many.
finding a.
You see them from the Draconic Pantheon, the Elven Pantheon, the Human Pantheon, the Halfling Pantheon, the Gnomish, the Drow, all of them.
That's a lot of idols. I mean, she might give like passing notice to Corellian, probably.
Lord of the Elves.
As well as let's see if I can get this pronunciation right. Plth. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that. He's, I guess, like the god of knowledge and such, like knowledge and secrets.
Which Pantheon?
I'm not sure if he's in a. I mean, I actually don't know if he's in any of the pantheons offhand. So if there was a statue of him, then Sai might have given him a cursory glance. But otherwise, yeah, just like kind of a cursory glance towards Corellian. Given the fact that they did train with Astral Elves for a while, so kind of paying their respects. But otherwise, she's just like most Githzerai. It's more of a monastic lifestyle, so as opposed to following any particular deity, they're more self-enlightened wisdom, all that kind of jazz. Monks, but not quite monks. Warrior monks, I suppose, in a way, would be the best way to describe them.
They're Jedi.
I guess.
They're psychic.
Yeah,
they're Jedi.
I mean, your mage hand is invisible, so it's the Force.
But yeah, are you just big chilling?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like I said, wrapped up in meditation, contemplating everything that's happened the past couple days, going over maybe ways in her head to try to potentially break out of this annoying pact that was kind of unceremoniously forced upon her by this quote-unquote benefactor, but she's trying to keep those thoughts as quiet and suppressed to herself as she can, given the fact that last time she had one of those thoughts, she was kind of forced to the ground by this deity, benefactor, whatever we're going to call them. So, not wanting to go through that pain again, trying to keep those thoughts as suppressed as she can, but still kind of running in that background of, okay, how do we get out of this circumstance other than finding these quote-unquote keys, as they're called, because we don't know what they are. They might be literal keys, they might be metaphorical keys. That's probably what we're supposed to find out. Though, in her mind, it would have been a little bit nicer if this entity had told them what these keys might resemble. So, a little bit of consternation? No. Resentment, there we go. A little bit of resentment about that fact, but life is life, and she's just ultimately glad to be alive, given the fact, the elves that she was traveling with got murdered by the Umber Hulk, and she nearly died as well, but hey, Sai's alive, so cool.
Sai might need therapy.
As you're working. Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
As you look over, there's a little maid girl, probably about 12. Actually, no, 10.
Just kind of like lifting one eyebrow. Ticket food is ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
As she like slowly gets out of her transpose.
She's sitting up, staring at you with these big eyes.
Yes, little girl, may I help you?
She tries to look anywhere at you, trying to make it off like she wasn't just staring.
I'm a bit more perceptive than you might give me credit for. I don't mind if you watch, but if you have questions, feel free to ask them.
What are you? You barely get the last bit of that sentence and out before she responds. I've never seen somebody like you. Your face is really flat.
Sighs just kind of shrug it off and lets off almost a tiny bit of like a smirk. You're an inquisitive little girl. I like that.
What do your tattoos
And
mean?
Oh, that is quite a very long story, and I'll tell you that some other time. But I'll at least answer one other question, and I'm just gonna like just bend down a little bit and give her a pat on the head. My name is Sai, and I'm a Gith Zerai, not to be confused with my alternate kin, the Gith Yankee.
A Yankee? I've heard of those. Well, I hear they live off to the west. They had a issue with some kind of tea person.
Tea person?
Yeah. The tea people were really angry that the Yankees were mean to the tea.
Interesting, and I will make a mental note of that. See, we two are
Do you like big
alike.
birds too?
Yes, I love birds. In fact, one day I might even be able to turn into a bird myself.
Oh,
But right now, I can't do that, unfortunately. But when I do, I promise you, I'll come back here and I'll turn it into a big, majestic bird just for you.
I heard the Yankees really, really liked those big birds. I don't know why they were bald though. Bald birds don't sound very nice.
I mean, can't think of any directly bald birds other than maybe some kind of eagles, but
Oh, that's what it was. A bald eagle.
and these Yankees are attacking these bald eagles.
No, they like them.
Interesting. Makes a mental note of that. You know what? Why don't you join us for dinner? You
Oh,
can
I'm not allowed.
pester. That's too bad. I was gonna say you could pester all my new friends with plenty of questions. But I'm sorry, little girl. I really must be going. Dinner and all, as you said. And I
Okay.
imagine Si's is gonna like, as she's saying, it's just like slowly scooting towards the exit, trying to be polite, but not like standing there.
Make sure to wash your hands before
I
they run
will,
off out the
thank
door.
you. Just gonna mutter to herself. Inquisitive little girl.
What was that? As she pops out of the bush along your way.
Sai just kind of face palms and just keeps walking. Makes a
Bye.
mental note. Don't talk about a little girl.
Elsewhere, Tulio, you have entered into a grand library. Sai herself has not yet arrived at this point. But
Is Cassandra in there?
Yes, you actually see her moving between the bookshelves. You can see she's still dressed very similarly than when you first met her. However, these ones look like they're made of much lighter fabrics. They look very light in her body and more drape over her more than the more confined, flowy outfit she was wearing before.
Ah, hello, Cassandra. Seems you are more comfortable now.
Yes. Well, I don't expect to be stabbed here.
This is a fine library. Hustler will enjoy it very much.
Yes, I believe so as well. I've gone through a lot of pains to get some of the books. You'd be surprised how often I need them in our line of work.
Well, information is power, as they say.
Indeed. Is there anything I can do for you, Tulio? As she takes a stack of books out and walks past you over to the table.
Right now, no. I was just looking around the mansion.
By all means, I would stay on this floor for now, though. At least until we find proper lodgings.
Is there a inn in town or something place we could stay?
Well, if you want to, I imagine you would have been staying here with me. It is cheaper.
I will never go against cheaper unless I'm the one selling someone something.
Well, we'll see what we can do. But feel free. Oh, I did just think of something. Over in the stables, we do have a small forge. An anvil. It's not a full workshop, but maybe it'll be something to your liking.
Did we pass by the stables on the way in?
No, it was off to the right.
I'm looking on the map. Where on the map is it?
Do you see the sand pile?
Oh, there. Okay. Julie will ask for directions as soon as he gets it. He's gonna book it.
Or given them.
He books it. If Radicus and Missy are there, they just see a running plasmoid.
Nope, they are currently playing piano. As you hear somebody attempting to strangle a cat with a piano cord in the room as you run by.
Well, anyone who hears will probably be hearing like that sound, like when Zoidberg is running.
But as you arrive, you see a familiar face. Come on, sit down. Why are you all the way over there? There's the mule that looks up at you from in one of the stalls.
Have I ever met Hesler's mule before?
Don't imagine you'll work together before, so yeah.
What's the mule's name?
Have you
I'm
ever
sure-
asked for the name?
I'm sure at some point Julia will have asked.
The ass's name in question is Barnaby.
Ah, hello, Barnaby. And Julia will reach out and give it like a wet patting on the snout.
It happily gets all the pets, and then when you try to walk away, it kind of grabs your cuff wanting more.
Julia will continue to pet it, but continue to walk away, like stretching his arm out into a pseudopod that continues to pet. And as soon as he's in the room with Forge, he'll snap it back into shape.
You hear upset donkey noises. Barnaby is not happy about the situation.
Well, once I'm in the blacksmith forge, Julia will take stock of what's in here.
It's just mostly wood and the like. The small forge and anvil probably only really used for working on small things. Some nails, wagon parts, horseshoes, stuff of that nature.
It's not much, but it's a start. Do I have any? No, I don't. Actually, you know what? Tulio's gonna take out a piton, which is basically just a big iron stake, and chuck it and start working it in the forge.
Forge not currently on, it's cold.
Oh. Then I will use. You know what? I finally decided what I'm going to put that cantrip into. I'm going to get Control Flame and use it to activate the forge.
Control Flame doesn't start fires, it just makes it.
Doesn't it? Cause
You can
sworn
put it out,
does.
but you can't start
You're
it from a fresh.
thinking of produce flames.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for reference, a forge takes hours to heat up to proper smithing temperatures.
Even with control flame.
Oh.
Because
It's
super
highly
heating it
unrecommended.
might
Yeah,
damage
it's
the
highly
forge's
unrecommended to cold start a forge to roaring heat. It is known to crack the stones.
Okay, then it's not control flame, produce flame. I'm going to get. And I'm going to start. I'm going to start up the forge and get it up to temperature.
You have hours before that, and you have dinner coming up before. You know at this point it will take by the time you get it, it will be night. You've been running for 2 days. Probably
Damn,
the
I really
best
want
thing to
make
do for
something.
tomorrow.
Really want to make something. All right. Well, then Tulio will head back into the mansion.
And by the time that
Yep.
you get back, you see the one that was called Alistair waiting for you at the door. Dinner is ready. If you would make your way to the Great Hall.
Thank you, Alistair.
There's a nod, and when you look again, he's gone again.
Tulio gave a question that he.
You do see
You
Miss
want-
E and Braticus coming out as you're walking in. The sound of the strangled cat having stopped.
Missy, Praticus. Time to eat dinner.
Yeah, seems like it.
The three of y'all enter to see Hessler poring over the sketchbook y'all recovered from the goblin.
How's it going, Hessler? Find anything out?
A lot and very little. Ooh, there's a lot of locations I recognize. Some I've heard about, some I've actually seen. And ruins. It's going to take me some time, probably a day or two, to actually go through this properly and figure out where everything might be or who even made them.
You said earlier that you took all the artifacts that we found in that vault and just strew them all over the table, right?
Oh yeah, this table is just completely commandeered, full of stuff.
Well, after dinner, we can go in. You can go into the library. There's a proper table and reference material.
Yeah, it's also full of a lot of distractions.
There's a drawing room.
Possibly. We can figure that out after dinner. Sandra might know a better room to do it.
Hey, have you guys seen Sai anywhere?
Last I heard, they're going to the chapel to meditate or pray or something.
Okay. Hopefully a butler came and got them for food.
As you are speaking, Sai is the next to walk into the room.
So, Sai, how was the temple time?
Possibly muted.
I was, thank you. It was fine, thank you. I was just in meditation is all, and did it a very quiet and out of the way spot for it.
Well, I hope that helped you process the chaos of everything you've been going through lately.
It did. Thank you. It was disheartening to lose my traveling compatriots, but thankfully we all managed to escape that monstrosity back there. And they are all currently alive, although unfortunately thrust into a much deeper, dangerous situation I'd fully care to admit to, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And you notice Sai's eyes just kind of sidetrack to the side as her voice trails downward. Things are not the best. While she might be fine, given the fact that we are now indebted to a god, yeah, we'll get better.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but this type of slavery seems a lot more free than some of the other types we've experienced, so I'll take it.
Oh, okay. I'll just. You do you. You do you.
Also, we're all stuck together, so I mean, I'm sorry for your loss, but it seems like the only way we can do this is together. So you'll have us until the end, one way or another.
And I mean, there's no way we would have survived without you back there. Your animal form was impressive.
I mean, it's just part of my training. One day I can assume more powerful creatures, but for the moment, unfortunately, a dire wolf or maybe an ape, something like that, is the best I can manage.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty squishy, even in comparison, I feel like, to that. You held up pretty strongly. So, I still think that's a win. And I'm glad that out of everybody it could have been, at least it's you.
Sai will just kind of nod and find some place down to take seat at the table and just sort of wait for the food to be fully served.
Fair. Miss E, where were you, Raticus, Tulio, and Hessler find your seat? Because Hessler's desk has no room for food.
Are we allowed to sit at this huge table up here?
You have no idea.
I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm just gonna sit up
You
here.
totally would.
You'll sit next to Sai. Why not the plasmoid and the how you say the race name? Gith something?
Gets their eye.
Githzerai.
And Hessler and Raticus are joining Noir.
Definitely.
You see, he's got a full, like, padded seat to put him up at the level of everybody else. He gives you a little wave with his paw.
As well nod right back at him.
Alright, I made some music in honor of you.
He gives you a meow.
Oh yeah. Also, nice job playing along there, Hessler. It's that was a tight one, but nice job working through it.
There's a reason I kept quiet most of the time. I'm not a talker. I usually do well not getting seen in that kind of situation.
Well, you did exactly what you had to. Good work.
You'll hear the door open and Cassandra move by. She seems lost in thought and moving not at the quickest, but she moves across the room and takes the seat at the very head of the room, the chair itself pulling itself out and tucking itself under her as she takes her seat. And within a few seconds later, y'all are looking at her just like, so where's the food? And suddenly y'all are on, all of y'all's tables are heavily laden with food.
Yay!
Beautiful turkeys,
Cool.
chickens, beef, steak, potatoes, peas, everything. A full feast.
I'm digging in. Is there wine and stuff too?
Yes, there is.
Then I'm drinking.
It is a fine, fine wine. You haven't had wine this good, even at some of the fancier of your clientele.
Oh, wow. This is good stuff. Fuck.
Missy, despite the extravagance of the food, your dining companion seems distracted, not paying much mind to the food itself, and almost seeming to still be thinking.
Yes. You still have your thinking face on. What's going on?
There's still a lot that needs doing.
I know. Are you worried about the keys and
Apparently,
all that?
that creature believes that somewhere in our pasts or presence, one of the keys is nearby one of us. Hunting it down is going to be rough.
I I don't even know how. Like, how could I and Ree be connected? I mean, and I mean, there's barely anything left from my memory of the last place we were together, besides now.
There's the chance we ran across something separately.
Oh,
But it will
something
take proper
else.
research to find it.
Is there any way I can help? I mean, I wish I was more, I don't know, better at that kind of stuff with the mind.
We can always try. At the
Well,
very least,
I-
you can look for things that look familiar to you. It might help narrow things down.
you're the most familiar thing I've seen. But I'll be sure to keep a log and help you out the best I can.
There's a nod. What are the others doing as they are having this quiet conversation?
Really straight up devouring the food. He hungry.
Fair.
And it's weird to see, you know. It's a weird process. He takes a whole turkey and just like chucks it into his flesh. You all just watch it bubble away to the bones, and even I think that even the bones would get dissolved, right?
Yep. Given time.
It's gonna look at Tulio doing this. Is that how you eat normally?
During that fight, I lost a lot of biomass. I need to replenish it.
That's fair. Just like I said, I've never met a creature such as you. You just shove organic matter into yourself, and just as I'm watching the bones probably start bubbling, dissolving, I'm like, the fuck?
I thought you said you came from the Astral Sea. Did you not run into my kind before?
No, the Astral Elves I was training with were a bit reclusive.
Ah, I see. Usually I would eat with more decorum, but with the sheer quantity we have here and the fact that I was severely reduced, and we're all friends here, yes?
Nods. So, apologies if. Can anyone hear that train?
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's
Just
okay.
briefly.
I
Okay.
can hear the choo-choo.
Yeah, so my house is like right next to train tracks, so
You're good.
I'll mute it in the future if it comes by.
I've been there before. No worries.
But
There's a train near my house too, but it's not
Back
close
on
enough
track.
to actually.
Julio's doing some eating and making some small stock with Sai. How are Erraticus and Hessler doing?
Slur's probably deep in thought, and he's just been sipping on Nice red wine.
So, Hetzler, all of those artifacts, what do they go for on the market that you usually sell to?
It widely depends. I'm sure some of it is stuff we can use. Very interested in that scroll, but stuff we sell, it could go for anything. If we find the right collectors, it could go for thousands if we're lucky. But that's going to be hard to do. I mean, I might be able to find some contacts on less than the reputable side, but then you're taking in fencing costs and it gets...
I mean, if you're going for discreetness, I definitely know a guy or two, but I mean, the anonymity is what you're paying for, and that's, I think in this case, with how much heat's on us, that's probably the route to go. But I would hate to be disrespecting the art that is behind all of this. If I'm sure you know better than I do what it's worth. Truly,
it's
priceless.
fine. The art is identifying of where they come from and who the seller is. Sadly, that's not something we're going to be able to do. Or buyer is.
Well, I don't know if we have any chance of being able to make it back to the city anytime soon, but I think that would probably be something that we could work on together.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's an option. We're probably going to sell this as we're on the move.
Well, who knows? Maybe we can make it to that Candlekeeper, whichever place you were hoping to make it.
That's trickier said than done. It is a very difficult process, and we might be lucky with the token and me knowing someone that might be in there. It's not even guaranteed they'll be in there at the time. He's an explorer and he gets around.
Sounds like any better than any golden ticket I've ever heard of, so I got a lot of faith in that, at least.
Soon after the end of y'all's conversation, you'll see Cassandra stand up, holding a wine glass in her hand, slowly swirling the contents in its glass. She walks around the front of the table and leans back against it. Well, it seems we're going to be working together for a while. Let's hope we find something that puts a good end to all of this, yeah?
Most definitely.
That would be ideal.
I think any outcome better than the end of the world is a good one.
It is fair. Then to saving the world. You see her raise her glass to it.
I do the same.
Leo raises a turkey leg.
Anything from Hessler, Radicus, or Sai?
Yeah, joins in this toast too.
Here, here.
Well, then after the toast.
Good venturing.
I think for this time, this is where we're going to end it, as we have much to do and much to explore in the coming days. So I would like to thank my players for joining this week, and for everybody listening in, you were wonderful as well, and I am glad to have both of you along on this journey with us, and I hope next week you come back to join us. Have a wonderful night, y'all. Bye!